What's up everyone? Welcome to my channel. Kara Corey here, registered dietitian. And if you clicked on this video, you know we're gonna do some meal prep today. So I'm gonna show you how I go about meal prep. There's really no wrong or right way to meal prep, but I'm gonna show you one technique that I use, and if you guys want to see more videos on how to meal prep, then be sure to give this video a like and let me know in the comments below, and we can do more videos like this. I have a 4-day work week this week, so I'm prepping for this 4-day week. What I like to do is get together breakfast, and then I get together basically like I usually have 2 lunches when I'm at work, and then I have dinner when I come home. So I've got a few different ideas here of what I'm gonna make, and that's the first step I recommend you guys doing is brainstorm what you want to cook for the week. You can do that a number of ways. What I did is went through the kitchen to see kind of what I already had in my fridge or in my pantry that I could use up before I went to the grocery store and bought more food. That's just going to help save your budget and just make it a bit easier to work out your meals for the week. So that's how I went about it. I like variety, so I kind of got a variation of different food items. I also did pick up some of these meal prep storage container things from Walmart, just because I didn't know how many Tupperwares I was working with. So these can make your life a lot easier when you are prepping for a few days in advance. You don't have to. Sometimes I just cook everything in bulk and leave it in a big bowl in the fridge and just portion it out each day as I go. Totally up to you. To keep things simple, I picked out one thing I'm gonna make for breakfast, and then I picked out a couple different lunch ideas, both using ground turkey, just because it makes things simple. So more simple ingredients, the better. I've laid everything out here that I'm gonna need. Prior to going into prep, I think it helps if you spread everything out. I've got a cutting board behind me, my knives, I've got my pan, I've got my oven preheated, I've got bowls. Just get everything you're gonna possibly need out in the kitchen. It's gonna get a little bit messy at first, but just get it all out there and it'll make things move that much quicker once you get started. Parched. Grab yourself a soda. Let's get to cooking. So the first thing I'm gonna start with is what takes the longest. To me, that just makes the most sense, is to get what I want in the oven, because that'll take the longest to cook, and then while that's cooking, I can work on other things. So the first thing I'm gonna make are some turkey meatballs. I'm gonna bake these in the oven, so I've got that preheated to 400 degrees. We're gonna use a pound of turkey, half a cup of oats. This is an old recipe of mine, these turkey meatballs. I pulled up the recipe, 1 whole egg, and it's from like 2011, 2012. Basically, it was before your girl had any wrinkles on her face. For seasoning the meatballs, I'm using basil, and I'm also using garlic. These are just like the convenience style, easy ones. I'm gonna dump a little bit of both in there. And that's probably what I'm gonna use to cook my other meal too, just to keep it simple. This is Italian herbs. So that pretty much goes good with anything, right? And we're gonna add some onion, do like a half a cup of the already chopped up onion just to make my life easier and quicker. And then I'm also gonna take some greens, just like baby spinach and arugula, red it up in there. This is how everything looks for the meatballs. I'm just gonna go ahead and stir this all up. I'm gonna take my pan for the meatballs and then use a tablespoon to measure them all out. Meatballs are all ready to go. These are gonna go in the oven, 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. So we're gonna get these in there right now and then cook up our next good. So meal 1 is already in the oven. The next thing we're gonna prep, and this is kind of a funny combination, but I really, really love it. So I'm just gonna cook up the ground turkey breast on the stovetop, and then I'm gonna pair it with some broccoli cauliflower medley. This is just a cheap bag you can get from Walmart. We're gonna throw it in the microwave. We're also going to add, I'm gonna cook up some potatoes, These guys I'm going to throw in the air fryer, and then for a little sweet and nutritious crunch, we're gonna add some pomegranate seeds. So that's gonna be my second lunch. So we'll start out with cooking up the turkey breast. Gonna use the same seasonings again that I used for my meatballs. Little Italian herbs, some onions, and some garlic. Your girl's gonna stink. This is your stinky meal prep, if you will. While my turkey is cooking on the stovetop, I'm going to heat up this 3-minute microwavable bag, and it's washed, ready to go. This will cost you more money, but this is a huge time saver. This is a huge hack for anyone who's trying to lose weight but save time with your meal prep. To me, it's worth the cost to not have to wash and cut and do all that stuff. But it's an option, makes your life easier. We're gonna throw this in the microwave for 3 minutes. Next, with our mini potatoes, I'm just going to rinse these a bit, make sure they're clean. Potatoes can get super dirty, so these little baby yellow potatoes I got from Walmart today. I don't know, I find the baby ones a little bit easier to work with in terms of cleaning and cutting, so again, it's a little bit of a time saver there. I'm actually going to air fry my potatoes because I love them in the air fryer, so I'm using a whole bunch of different cooking methods today. We're gonna slice up the potatoes and just drizzle them with a little bit of this basting oil from Wegmans, but you could just use some virgin olive oil or just spray them with Pam spray if you want. Drizzle some of this on top. Just gonna massage the oil into my little taters. I use probably about a tablespoon. I personally love cutting potatoes in smaller little slices just because volume wise you can eat, it just feels like you can eat more. So if you're dieting, this can actually go a long way. And believe it or not, with potatoes, people are like, I shouldn't eat them, they're starchy. Well, starches are good for you kids and they are high in potassium. A serving is 75 grams at only 12 carbs. So you can actually eat quite a few potatoes if you're someone that wants to volume eat. I think it's a huge misconception that people think they shouldn't eat it. It's gonna spike their glucose, it's gonna spike their insulins. It's a potato. There's actually good nutrition in there for you. So eat your taters. These are gonna go into the air fryer, which this gets kind of loud. Don't look the inside of my air fryer, don't judge me. We're gonna cook it at 350. Got this like Hawaiian pepper deal or whatever it is. I'm going to cut that up and add that into my turkey burger. More veggies, more volume, more nutrition. I just love adding different flavors and different textures to my meal. I find it more satisfying. To go with my meatballs, I also grabbed an already trimmed and cleaned bag of green beans from Trader Joe's. I have been living for green beans in the air fryer. They're just my favorite the way they cook. I actually don't add any oil to them. I just spray them with some nonstick spray and let them get super crispy. So these are gonna go into the air fryer after the potatoes are done. So those are gonna go back there. To also go with my meatballs, I've got a delicata squash. This is my favorite this time of year. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this cut up and ready to get cooked while everything else is in process. Looks like the ground turkey, red pepper onion combo's all done. And check these meatballs out. Yes, meatballs, yes. All right, we're gonna pull those out too. Part of why I like delicata is that they're very easy to work with and cut. We're just gonna cut the ends off. We're gonna have this on the inside. We're just gonna clean that out. I use a grapefruit spoon because it works excellent. Now I like to just cut these in little slices. Because there's a weight for the air fryer, I'm going to bake my squash. So we're gonna throw that on the pan. Just try to make as best use of time as possible. If you're cooking something in the oven and cook something else on the stove, cook something in the crock pot, just makes it that much quicker. That way you can get everything done in a shorter amount of time. So we're gonna spread these out evenly. I am going to drizzle a little bit of my basting oil on there. We're gonna throw these suckers in the oven for probably about 15 minutes at 350 degrees. Potatoes are done. I've got a little bit more potato to throw in there, so I'm gonna cook it at the same time as my green beans. Meatballs done, ground turkey done, squash in the oven, potatoes in there, green beans are waiting. So next up is gonna be breakfast. This might sound like a weird tip, but again, in terms of making your meal prep not only simple in terms of prepping, but cleanup, I don't try to keep everything in the kitchen organized while I'm prepping. I throw it all in the sink and I deal with it and I wipe it. You just do one good wipe down when you're done. So don't try to worry about all the dishes and the crumbs and the messes right now. Do that all when you're done. All right, so now we're gonna work on breakfast, and I came up with something a little bit different for breakfast. If you're bored of the same old recipe ideas, I'm gonna do convenience style. I'm gonna heat up one of these bags of Uncle Ben's brown rice in long green and black beans with cilantro lime. So 90 seconds, we're done there. I'm gonna do like a breakfast bowl. So instead of your typical eggs or pancakes, I'm gonna do some rice, because why not eat rice for breakfast? And then I'm going to cook up these chicken sausages I got from Trader Joe's and roasted garlic. We're gonna cook those up, slice them up, mix them in with the rice, and then we're gonna add some avocado to it as well. So this is another quick and easy one. Let's do it. Some ham spray. Use them sausages. Next on the list is gonna be my psyllium husk pancake. You guys, if you've been here a while, you've seen it. If not, you're welcome. But this can be great as a breakfast or as a snack during the day. So I'm gonna make up 2 of these. I do have a 4-day work week, but I honestly don't. I feel like they hold good in the fridge 1 to 2 days. I don't like making more than that at a time, so that's the downside to those. But we're gonna just measure out the ingredients for 1 at a time, just so it's like, you know, perfect. So we're gonna do 140 grams of egg whites. And the amounts on this do make a difference, you guys, so you wanna measure correctly. That's why I'm weighing it all out, otherwise it will make a difference in the consistency. So we're gonna do 5, definitely not that much. We're gonna do 5 grams of psyllium husk. Okay, ends up being about a tablespoon. The psyllium husk, 5 grams is a tablespoon. That gives you 4.5 grams of fiber. So that's a nice way to boost up your fiber for the day. We're gonna then add in some coconut flour. We're gonna add 10 grams of coconut flour. Probably not a full tablespoon, let's see. Yeah, a little bit more. And then we're gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay. Ooh, and we're gonna add in cinnamon. Then we're just gonna go ahead and stir that up. Stir it up, let it sit for a minute while your pan is warming up on the stovetop. Ooh, that got real thick. We're gonna cover this guy with a lid, and while that's cooking, I'm gonna mix up the ingredients for my second pancake. All right, guys, while those pancakes are cooking up, I'm gonna cut up a couple other little sides to go with my meals. I've got a thing of these little sweet cherry tomatoes. I'm going to wash those and cut those up. I'm also going to wash some fresh raspberries to throw on top of the pancakes. I do want to add some avocado to my breakfast bowls, but avocado unfortunately browns really easily in the fridge, even if you add like lemon or lime or something else to it. So I may weight on these guys, but I'm gonna put them out and at least put them with my meals so I don't forget them. Yes, looks big, thick. That's how your pancakes should turn out. All right guys, I pretty much have everything all laid out. What I did to make it easier just for like keeping things organized while I was cooking multiple things is I just dumped everything in bulk in an individual container. So all my ground turkey with peppers and onions is in here, all my potatoes, all my meatballs, veggies, etc. So this is one way you can just close up shop right now, lid it, throw it in your fridge. I tend to do that on occasion when I don't necessarily want to have the same exact meal combination every day, which is typical of me. And if that's the case, just leave it in bulk in your fridge like this and prepare it as you go each night. Even then, you've saved yourself a world of time. Or the other thing you can do, which I'm going to do right now, is divide it all up into separate containers. That way your meals are easy to grab and go. So I went ahead and separated out a full day's worth of meals here just to share with you guys. I've got one of the psyllium husk pancakes. I topped that with a little bit of Chobani coconut yogurt as like a frosting. And then I put some flaxseed meal on top with some fresh raspberries. So this is great for breakfast or a snack. I'm gonna see what mood I'm in tomorrow. Then I also did my other alternate breakfast here, which is the cilantro rice. I sliced up the chicken sausage in there, threw in some fresh tomato, and I just threw in my whole avocado. We'll slice that bad boy up at work. Then I've got my turkey meatballs here with my delicata squash and my green beans, which I topped with a little of the pizza Flavor God, which is super tasty. And then lastly, this is kind of my odd combination meal, but I absolutely love the flavors. It's perfect for fall. We've got the ground turkey breast in here mixed with the peppers, broccoli, cauliflower, and some yellow potatoes, topped with pomegranate seeds. So it's just a perfect combination of flavors, textures, macros. It's incredible. So we've got all those meals, and then your girl is extra safe with meal prep, especially if you're trying to lose weight. Don't fool yourself that you're not going to be hungry or have an extra long day. So I always bring a little extra. I'm going to bring with me this kombucha. I don't drink these every day, but I do like to have one, maybe two a week. So I'm going to bring that with me as a little extra hydration, a little extra afternoon flavor, if you will. I'm also bringing with me an outright bar to have on hand. This will satisfy and kill any sweet tooth craving I may have if it comes my way. So I like having this on hand. Again, don't fool yourself like I got this, I can control myself with candy cravings. Have something like this on hand so you have an option. You don't have to eat the other junk that's laying around. And lastly, I'm bringing a couple little kiwi fruits. These are super easy. You can actually eat the fuzzy skin if you want. I don't, but you can peel these pretty easily with just a plastic knife. So I'm gonna bring a couple kiwi fruits as well. And this looks like a lot of food, but be prepared, and that will help you guys in your weight loss efforts. I hope you found this meal prep video helpful. If you did, show your girl some love. Make sure you are subscribed, you like this video. Comment below which one of these that I prepped tonight is your favorite meal. And again, let me know if you'd like to see more meal prep videos. And I'll see you in the next video. Happy vlogolin!